Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be making a slimline card, and it's not made yet, so I don't have a photo of it, but we're going to make it right now. And so we're going to be using a piece of metallic paper cardstock and gold foil cardstock, a ivory cardstock. Okay, this one is from the Fall Toile, and we're going to be using both sides of this sheet of paper or cardstock. All right, so we're also going to be using a green piece of vellum, but we'll get to that later. So we're just going to get started by cutting our ivory cardstock, and we're going to use the Slimline Compendium die. It comes with a card to cut the card base. So we're just going to use this die to cut the card base out. And when you do that, you're going to end up with your card base. Score it with your bone folder just to secure the crease in the center, and put that to the side. Now we need some layers to go on our card. So we're going to want to take out our scoreboard here, or cut-in scoreboard. And then we're going to take our 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, and we're going to cut it down to 3 5/8 by 8 7/8. And what we're doing is there's a mitered edge, not mitered, it's an edge, I forget what it's called, but it's etched into the card base from the die, and this fits perfectly inside of there. So that's what we're doing with that. So that's going to be our first layer, and then we're going to cut a second layer, and it's going to be 7 5/8 by 2 5/8. And that's going to be another layer that we're going to add on top of there. But those cuts, but then we need another cut from our gold cardstock. So we're going to want to cut this one down to 7 3/4 by 2 3/4. And this layer is going to it's for sitting just a little edge around this. So we're going to put our scoreboard away. I don't think we're going to need it again, hopefully. And what we want to do is do some die cutting. So, but before we do that, I want to ink the edges of my paper, and I just want to do that before I forget to do it. So I'm going to take this Ranger Distress Ink in Evergreen Bow and just run it across the paper here on the edges. Super simple, super easy, but I think it really creates like a little bit more of a shadowing on there, and I'm probably gonna do a little bit more. Maybe angle it a little bit more. Here. There. And then I'm gonna do the other piece also. And this is completely optional, of course. And you really just want to keep your ink pad going across. We don't want ink on the top of our, and if you turned it over, you wouldn't see the ink either. You're just basically trying to ink the edge here so it's not white. All right, and then so once we're finished with that, we have some die cutting that we need to do. So we'll just put these to the side if they want to go. And there's one layer that's super complicated that I'm going to show you guys a little bit, but if you have a die that will do it, I'm just gonna have you do that. So before I show you the complicated one, let's do some of the easier ones. And so we're going to take that same cardstock with the pattern on it, and we're gonna cut it out twice here, out of a gold and out of the back of the pattern. And that die is this one right here, and it comes from the Slimline. It comes from this Slimline set here. And then we're going to be using the other Slimline one too, which comes from this set. So we're going to be using both of the inners of these two Slimline sets. And we're going to do the same thing. So with the other Slimline die, we're going to cut out these two. So we're going to use this one on these two, and then this one on the other two. We're almost done with our die cutting. And then one of the dies that we're going to use for our sentiment is this one. And so we're gonna cut out one gold piece. And this comes from the 3D Fancy French frame dies, which is this set right here. And this die is from right there. Okay, so as you can probably tell, this is not one of my traditional videos where I just use like one set of dies that I just got from HSN and all of that. We're really constructing something from scratch here. And so the next thing that we want to do is we want to use our impression dies for our sentiment. And so I just used one of the gold inks that came with the impression dies and ink that up, and now I have this which says many thanks, and it's gonna be part of our sentiment. Okay, and then the last thing, which was a nightmare, you probably don't want to do it. If you have a die that is has a decorative edge on it, like this one, like a decorative edge die that is Slimline, just use it, because I didn't have one. A lot of Anna Griffin's, well, none of the Anna Griffin Slimline dies are square, and will create just a layer that you could sit on top of something like this without being decorative. So I didn't want that, and as you can see, I have the compendium, but that wasn't what I needed or wanted. I wanted this, and so I had to kind of create it. So I'm going on and on and on, just basically to say, if you have a die, use it, because what I ended up doing was using this set of dies that came from the Create Crop at Home, because it had a decorative edge and it was square, and I had it. So if Anna Griffin does have something like that, I don't have it, and but this was something I had already in my Anna Griffin stash. And so what I did was, I'm not gonna do it again because it was a nightmare, and I'm telling you, don't try it. Don't even try it. It's a nightmare. But basically, you can cut this whole thing, cut it, but stop it right here. Don't let it cut. So what does that look like when you're using you're basically gonna cut out, here it is. Cut out the whole thing. Imagine there's some paper here, This is probably not making sense. But you're gonna cut this whole thing out, except for not right here. So let me move this. You guys, don't follow this because it doesn't make any sense, but I'm trying to tell you how to do it. You're gonna cut out this whole die, but you're gonna stop it right here. You're not gonna cut out this part. So when you run it through your machine, you're gonna put your plate right here at the end of the die. So it's gonna cut, and then it's not gonna cut this. And then you're going to move this down to however much you want this to be. So this is how long I wanted it. I measured it. So then I moved it down my paper to here. And then this time, when I cut it, I didn't cut the top part. So I let it run back through over this, and then it cut this. Okay, so now you have this whole piece, right? And it even has this side on here. But my layer didn't need that much. So I ended up slicing through it to make it the size that I actually wanted it, which was this. Okay, so makes absolutely no sense. Don't try it. It doesn't make any sense, but that's ended up what I ended up doing, and that's it. I don't know how to explain it. And I don't want to do it again because it was a nightmare. And so let's just move on. Let's just move on. If you really want me to do it, maybe I will, but I don't want to. Please don't make me. It was a nightmare. So let's go ahead and start putting our card together with the pieces that we have here. All right, so I haven't decided. I only just cut it out. I don't actually know what it's gonna look like or anything, and I haven't decided if I'm using foam pads or not. So with this layer, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and glue it straight down, which is oftentimes what I do on my first layer. So let's not break tradition. Just keep it going. Okay, and this is the Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. And we're gonna put this in the outline. That was created by the die. And then you'll know it's perfectly centered. And then that goes like that. Let's go ahead and glue this part down onto our gold cardstock. And a lot of times I do voiceovers, and this time I'm not doing a voiceover. I'm trying to see if I can craft and talk at the same time. And so hopefully it's going well. If not, I won't do it again. We'll see, but I'm trying it out. Because if I can, then maybe I can make more videos. And I can get stuff straight also on here. That'd be good too. Okay. So hopefully that's straight. There will be some camera shaking. Things I would normally edit out, leaving them all in. And let's go ahead and put foam pads on this. And here's my foam pads. And so I'm going to, maybe I'll edit out the fact that I'm putting foam pads on, because that takes forever. And I like to use a good amount because I don't want anything sinking on my cards. And so just probably put more and more and more. Okay, that's probably enough there. Peel these off. I watched the HSN craft, end of the craft month yesterday, and I didn't really see anything that I wanted. Well, that's not necessarily true. I got really like excited about the Crafter's Companion TS, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think I really want it, and I started to go for it, and something told me, you don't need that, put it back. And I was like, but wait, it's almost sold out, everyone's getting it. If I don't get it now, I might not be able to get it. But I didn't need it. What was telling me I didn't need it was real. I didn't need it, and so I didn't buy it. And so I actually only bought 2 things on craft day yesterday, which was so good for me. And because as you can clearly see right now, I'm trying to use some of the things I already have. So there's some things that I've never even used, like you probably never see me use these two slimline layers, because I never even made a card with the slimline dies. And so you know, I'm like, you can't just keep buying stuff and never use it, which was why I started this channel, as I was telling you guys, is so that I would use the stuff that I have. And then now I'm just, you know, I have a channel, and now I'm just doing the same thing that I was doing before, which was not using up the stuff that I had and buying more, because I was trying to make videos for you guys. But I think I'm gonna just try to find some ways to reinvent some of the things I already have, and hopefully that's interesting to you guys. And yeah, so we're gonna make this card, and hopefully you guys like it and it's interesting to you. So as you can see, I love to do a drop shadow on my stuff, so we're doing a drop shadow here, and then we're gonna do the same thing on this one. And I'm just gluing it on the inside. I'm not gonna bother with all of these little pieces on the outside, and just stick it down. And whoops. And if you get glue on it, don't worry, because this one's going in the background, I think. Like I said, I haven't actually put this together, so I don't know what it's gonna look like. So it's a concept. We're putting it together. We're gonna put it together, and hopefully it comes out the way I want it to. Oh no! I'm glad I used my foam pads, because I forgot to put down the super hard layer that I made. As you can see, I probably don't even need it, right? So hey, even better. Just don't even make it. Just don't even do it. Forget it. Just leave it off. Don't even do it. It's not even necessary. It's just a pain in my life that I have to now use it, because I took so much time to try to make it work. And so just lining up these holes, gluing this down on here like this. And now I'm like, well, should it go down flat, or I think it should. I'm gonna put it down flat. Probably shouldn't, but I am. Because we're just being creative today. We don't know what we're doing. We're just going for it. Okay, there's that. This card was inspired, so I do have an inspiration why I'm doing this. So now we're putting this on. Okay, so now that's what this looks like. Okay, so this card was inspired by a card I saw. It wasn't an Anna Griffin, but it was a nice card. And then we're going to cut this in half. Of course, right? Let's get out your scissors. Let's cut this going to do some layering here. Now, should it stay all the way inside or should it come a little bit out? I'm not sure. I'm trying to look in the camera and see what I like the best. Or should it be in more? What do you guys think? I like it always. Let's see. Oh, wow. I can't decide. I think I'm gonna go with the inner, more inside. Yes, okay. So here we go. We're gonna, so am I gonna glue it down or am I going to foam pad it up? I'm going to glue it down. You can use your foam pads or your glue. I can't decide, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use my glue. Since it's sitting right here anyway. And I'm just gonna layer this inside of this piece, just like that. So pretty. Maybe I should cut that little edge off since it's hanging out there. There. Okay, cool. Now that's gone. Let's do the other side. And now we have that. Sorry, I went silent. And cut off this little piece. Just thinking a bit here about what am I doing. And then we can foam pad this up. Oh, that's really crooked looking over there. That looks horrible on this side. Well, no one's gonna see. No one's gonna know but us, right? Okay, anyway, it's very crooked back here. Let's use our foam pads to prop this up. And we're just gonna take these off really quick. It's looking really good so far. I'm liking it. Hopefully you are too. And if you are, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if you like this kind of thing when just kind of an idea, a concept, and we are just gonna see how it turns out. And so, is that crooked? I always put everything on crooked. It might be crooked, I can't tell. Maybe because I put it on here crooked, it's just gonna be crooked. All right, and so here's that. Absolutely beautiful, so gorgeous. Okay, so this goes on top. Foam, of course. Let's get out our foam pads. I'm running out. Well, not really. I'll never run out of Anna Griffin foam pads, I don't think, in life. But on this sheet, I'm running out. I might have to stop and go grab some. But here we go. We're gonna just take these off really quickly. Hopefully you can't hear my neighbor's kids screaming in the background. I live in an apartment. They scream a lot. It's annoying, which is why I do voiceovers. Okay, there. And then the mini things. So, should we maybe put that on like that? And it's upside down. Maybe one more in the center. I need another foam pad. I'm out of foam pads. But we're just gonna go for it. Here we go. And down it goes. So this is just the basis of our card. And you could stop right there, but we're gonna keep on going, of course. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the next step of our card. So I'm just gonna move this out and we're gonna do some flowers. So we're gonna grab our Anna Griffin flowers, and we're going to use, oh, it wasn't even in there, this one. So it has these 2 smaller flowers and then 2 bigger flowers, but we're only going to be using these 2 smaller flowers. And the set looks like this. It has these other dies too. So this is the set that it came from. And then so you're going to cut out 4 of each size. 4 of this one and 4 of this one. And then we're going to have these little, they're so tiny. They're super duper tiny flowers. And you're going to just take something blue. I just used a blue ink pad and color them up just like we did in our last video. And then I like using this Crafter's Companion sparkle pen on them to make them look a little sparkly. And they're so small you can't see it in the camera, but that's okay. So they have sparkle on them. And then we're going to cut out some leaves. And I'm using this die. This is a Crafter's Companion die. And so it's not from Anna Griffin, and it's just like a fantasy floral leaf die, but you can use whatever you want. They're just from leaves. And then we're going to cut out 4 of those, and I think I'm going to use all of them. I'm not sure yet. And so we're going to have those. And then I have some of these little stamens from Crafter's Companion, and you're going to put 1 in each one of these little buds, but we have to shape them up first. And so after you color them, and they don't need really any shaping, as you can probably see, because of the fact that they're very, very small. I'm going to just grab my shaping tool, which is from my Tool-in-One that I got from Anna Griffin. And I'm just going to take out the pokey and use the teeny tiny ball, because these are teeny tiny flowers and you can't even hardly see them. But what I'm going to do is just stab it in the center. Stab it in the center. Woo! Stab it in the center and just keep stabbing it. You can use a bigger ball tool if you want. I'm gonna just use this one. And then I broke my, did I break it? No, okay. So then just do all of them. Stab it in the center. And if you have a foam mat, that's what you should be using, not a styrofoam like me. I don't have traditional shaping tools or anything like that to do flowers, because I don't really do flowers. But I'm practicing right now with you guys to see if maybe I want to do some more flowers and maybe learn how to do something like that. And so once our flowers are done, I guess I shouldn't take them off. I'm going to use my stabby tool because I need to make a hole in the center. And I'm going to just stab them all, make a hole in the center, and then I need to thread this through. And I'm only going to do one right now with you guys because this is pretty simple. There's a hole in the center and you just push this through. It falls right through. And then you take your glue and glue the hole so that it stays. And then I'm gonna glue the bottom of this too, just so it stays, because we're gonna cut off this little lip thing right here. And once you're done, this is what they look like in the center. Okay. And then they have a stem, and then when you cut off the stem, it just looks like this. You just cut it off, so it's not there anymore. Okay? Okay, so some of the flowers are ready and some of them are not dry yet. And then I had to plug in my hot glue gun, which is now ready. Oh, and I didn't tell you that these were cut out of the Anna Griffin vellum in the green. It's Christmas, like the Christmas green color. So it looks like this. I love this stuff. It's super sturdy and heavyweight. So if you don't have any, I'd say get some. And so yeah, so right now I'm going to just be using 2 of these. I thought I was going to be using 4, but I tried some things out and I think I just like the 2. And I'm just waiting for my heat gun to heat up for right now. Okay, looks like the heat gun is ready. So we're gonna just take some glue here on the edge. Ooh, glue strings. And tuck this one in down here. Let's do this. Let's put it here. And now we'll take our little petals. We have to cut them. There we go. All ready. We're gonna glue them on here in different places. So we got 4 big ones and 4 small ones. So we'll just have 2 on each side, if that. Let's start with our large one. We'll stick it right here. And we'll grab a small one. And we'll put it next to it. And we'll do a big one. I gotta get better with this glue. And then I'll do the other side because I'm not sure it will look good if I put another small one. So let's start with the big ones. And whew, don't come up. Might have to hold that down for a second. Big one, small one. Next to it. Right here, and another big one, that's got a lot of glue on that one. Down here, like a big globule. How's it looking? And let's see, do we need another one like maybe right there? Yeah, let's put another one. Right there. Okay, people, let's see. There's probably more things you can do to this card, but I'm gonna stop right here. This is our finished card. It's quite different and I love it. It looks really pretty. Tell me if you guys like this kind of card. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to share this video with a crafty friend and like, comment, and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Bye.